This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to Daily Blast Live. It's Wednesday, October 23rd, my dad's birthday.
Yeah.
I was with Al,
Happy
Brandon,
birthday, Jerry.
Lindsay. I was just on the phone with him and I didn't say happy birthday. I know. Don't worry, I just realized it right now.
Yes. My dad was super old
Go
school,
call
did
him,
not
get
want
off
his
the
birthday mentioned. So
Oh, no?
Could not bring it up.
Well, that's not my dad, and I feel terrible.
Say
All
it
right,
on
let's get
national TV.
right to it. Okay, we have explosive testimony on Capitol Hill. Wait till you hear what happened. Former ambassador to Ukraine, Bill Taylor, testified behind closed doors yesterday, but his opening statement was released, and we've got a few key takeaways, and we want you to know about it. It's important. First, Taylor described an explicit quid pro quo, saying the president withheld military aid in exchange for investigating his political rival, Joe Biden. Second point we want you to know, Taylor said the White House had two diplomatic channels, the official one and this shadowy second channel that was led by his personal lawyer, none other than Rudy Giuliani. This is the third point we want you to know. Taylor was told that Ukraine had to, quote, pay up before the president would sign a check. All right, three explicit information from someone who was there taking notes. The White House is responding, saying President Trump has done nothing wrong. This is a coordinated smear campaign from far-left lawmakers and radical unelected bureaucrats waging war on the Constitution. There was no quid pro quo. So, real quick, William Taylor Jr., no matter what you say about him, he was in Vietnam. He has served in every administration since 1985 and is a State Department perfect career politician who takes explicit notes on every single phone call. So at no point should anyone question this man or doubt this man. I just want to put that out as a truth. How do you feel about this, Lindsay?
Well, he said that he was interpreting things from the EU ambassador, right? So that's another interpretation. I think that's why people are getting worried. And I just want to point out that there's nothing new here to me. You're pointing out like it's a bombshell. We also said bombshell September 24th when Nancy Pelosi announced the inquiry. We said bombshell on the 26th when the whistleblower complaint came out. We said bombshell on the October 7th when there was potential new whistleblowers. Where are they? We said bombshell today when we're discussing this. So like, if there's that much bombshells or that many bombshells, let's move forward and get it through the House and through the Senate and see what happens, because it can't be that explosive if nothing's happening.
It's a completely fair point. And I want to tell you something. The Democrats, I think, in my opinion, and I'm a blue blood Democrat, do not jump at the opportunity when they can. They don't grasp it correctly. And Republicans do a much better job at that. However, I do think from hearing what Democrats and Republicans said as they left the House meeting, they said it was incredible. They'd never heard anything like it in their tenure at
It sounds like crying wolf, though, like incredible. Never heard anything like it. Bombshell, explosive. We keep seeing these headlines and then nothing.
I see. So you want to see some action after that?
If it's going to be action, if there's actually enough evidence to move forward, then do it.
All right. Well, DBL
this
Nation.
isn't a movie. It takes a while, but I just think we're missing the point we have this conversation. It does not matter. It does not matter if somebody's a 4-star general. It doesn't matter if this guy's
Right.
an incredible politician.
Right.
Trump's base doesn't care.
Right.
They don't care. It's just like you've had a girlfriend, you've had a homeboy where they've had somebody that they're with that was cheating on them, and you're like, look, I have a picture of them. They're at a restaurant.
still like, no,
they're kissing,
no.
and they're like, yeah, well, you know, he said that my friends were going to hate on our relationship. Look. They're going to do what they're going to do. Trump's people aren't leaving him. The people that don't like Trump are not coming on board.
I do have news for you, though,
There
Al.
is no such thing as a bombshell because neither side can move. Neither side
However,
cares.
we had 51% of the country interested in impeachment. It's up to 55% today. That's a big bump for people. I'm telling you, that's a big bump for people to feel that comfortable saying, I want him out of office.
There's nothing is going to happen.
I disagree with you.
All
DBL
right.
Nation,
I'm
do you
with
agree
you,
with Al or me as you say I look like an awning?
I like it, though. It makes me
looks
think
cool.
of like a summer day.
Yeah.
Little mint julep, little college football
mint
playing in the
julep.
back.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can see Toledo versus Ohio.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those early games that you don't really watch. Navy versus Mexico.
Am I the turf? I don't know. All right, the queen of shade, Martha Stewart, she is at it again.
Speaking of shade.
I know, and this time she's taking aim at fellow celebrity convict, I just got that, Felicity Huffman. Here's what she said at a Vanity Fair summit yesterday.
She should style her outfit a little bit more. She looked pretty schlumpy.
That's
For
funny.
reference, here's what Felicity was photographed wearing while serving her 14-day sentence in California. And in case you didn't remember, here was Martha Stewart's famous prison poncho that she wore when she was released from her 5-month prison sentence. When asked, she said a friend made it from yarn in the commissary for her, and she felt lucky to have something warm to leave with.
What's that face for? She looks good. That's some good
You like the
prison
poncho.
clothing right there. Yeah.
In this next life as a rich white woman.
She served 5 months. She served 5 months in prison.
5 months. Where?
Compared to 14 days?
That's like
That's a long time.
That's
like
a long time for Martha
Hey,
Stewart.
she came out with a lot of street cred, and she had the nickname M. Diddy when she came out. Come on
And
now.
she wasn't pretending like
Come on
Felicity
now.
Huffman wearing this stage jail
You
uniform.
don't think it's a real uniform?
No,
yeah, that's
no.
a nonsense. Like,
I think it's a real uniform.
She
What
thinks
is she
it's
gonna be
staged so
wearing?
people feel
I think that's what
empathy
you give
for her.
you when you're at like a federal work camp,
Yeah.
right? So I mean, good. You know, it's
you had
almost
to-
over.
If you had to wear the poncho or the jumpsuit, which one would you do?
Poncho.
Poncho?
none.
Regular clothes.
Regular
yeah,
clothes? Way to
jumpsuit.
play along. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever would
Good
keep me
play.
safe.
Nobody
I don't
knows.
think a
Thanks, guys.
poncho would go over in the jail I would go to.
Do you think Martha Stewart made some great prison hooch?
She might
She
have.
probably made some
She
great
probably knew how to
prison-
make
Do you know
some-
what prison hooch
Wait,
is?
yeah,
what you're talking
and
about.
fermented, but I bet she added like cinnamon spice. She found,
that'd be great,
exactly.
yeah.
That'd be really
Exactly.
good. All right, this is actually super interesting. A big controversy in Georgia is getting national attention. It's all over these. It's no trick-or-treat signs that a local sheriff is posting at the homes of about 200 convicted sex offenders. Now, those sex offenders are suing, saying first, the sheriff is trespassing by putting the signs in their yards. But two, I looked into this, and the lawyer is saying they are violating the sheriff their First Amendment rights, and it's under something called compelled speech, meaning I can't make you, Al, if you're an atheist, say the Pledge of Allegiance. Well, they can't make these sex offenders have to say, I'm a sex offender. They're already registered, and that sign is equating to them making them say it like a scarlet letter. I think they have a shot.
No, the lawyer also said that his clients have been brave enough to let the public know they're registered offenders. Brave? No, and also
It's lawyer talk.
exactly in Monroe and Lamar counties in Georgia. Georgia also already do this, and they make you, if you don't want the sign in front of your yard, then you have to come down to the local sheriff's office during Halloween trick-or-treating hours, and I think that's great.
But I do think it's a violation of their rights. They've done everything they have to do.
But they permanently violated.
That's great, but you can't trespass
It's not
and
that's
stick-
great. This is a different kind of crime, and I don't like. I understand we have to stay with the law. I understand that, and Brad, I know you have a lot to say, but it's just like this is the one crime that continues on for generations and generations that people will either self-destruct or commit the
That
same
doesn't
crime
mean they give
themselves.
up their rights
It
for it.
absolutely should. We should revamp this because this is a different kind of crime, almost even worse than murder.
And just think, he's not putting on there's a sex offender that lives here. But the reason why they did this was because last year one of their Halloween festivities got canceled. And he said that there was an influx in children in terms of going door to door. They do not have the infrastructure in terms of the deputies and the
To be able to
sheriffs to
protect
be
the
able to
kids.
police and protect. So now they're just putting up signs to let kids know and parents know don't go there.
I understand, and it sounds perfectly reasonable until you realize that you can't have a government walk onto your property without your help and stick a sign in that saying you are something without your okaying it, even if you are
it's
a
not
sex
saying
offender.
it. Where do you see it saying you are something?
That's
no
still
trick
saying
or
there's
treat at
danger
this
here.
address.
I think that's still saying there's danger here. That's a warning.
But they don't say what kind of danger. That could be, you could just say that's for a dangerous dog. Honestly, it's not saying what kind of danger it is.
I think they have
And I would think a sex offender, they have a lot of you-know-what to even have any pushback. I think they should be rounded up and put into somewhere where we can keep an eye on them. Anytime.
Rounded up?
Rounded
You
up.
sound like
Do you understand how many people's children are out?
Rounded up. That's not what you do to people in America.
Do you know the level of damage that they do to
I agree.
children?
I'm not trying to defend them.
No, I know you're not, and you have to take the side, and I appreciate you because you're taking the side of the law, and we do need laws, but we have to look at things differently. These are not people that stole. These are not people that embezzled millions of dollars. That's one thing. I don't care about that. But when you start talking about kids and the legacy that this leaves, we have to do something. So I completely agree that you're right, but we have to do something in this situation. Yeah.
We'll see what you guys say, and please write in. Well, some crazy video that is blowing up online. One man in Brazil, he learned a hard lesson when he tried to rid his yard of bugs. He poured some gasoline into a roach nest and... the rest is history. After his yard is completely destroyed in the blast. There's a dog that's totally freaked out in the background.
2 dogs that freaked out.
Wow.
Too funny.
If he wants a pool in there, he has the hole already.
Isn't that what you do when you go to a cookout and you have to be the grill master and you put all that gasoline on there? Don't you kind of timidly throw that match in there? It'll burn those eyebrows off.
All right, now check this out. This is terrifying footage. A tree came crashing through the roof of a house in Maryland. 2 teenage girls and their dog Gizmo were in the living room. Now you can hear one of the girls screaming for help. Okay, as the other says she's trying to find the dog Gizmo. Everybody's okay. No one was seriously injured, but you can hear her lose it.
I would say that whatever little girl we're listening to needs to start with some psychological help. I mean, that's going to be long-term trauma if you fix that.
Because you think anything at any moment can fall.
Right. Definitely.
Yeah, that's terrifying. All right, guys. Well, Jessica Biel stopped by the Tonight Show last night. We all know she's been happily married to Justin Timberlake for 7 years now. Well, Jimmy Fallon decided to dig up some dirt. He found an old clip of Jessica from 1999 talking about whether she likes NSYNC. Watch.
To be honest, I don't really listen. I haven't really. I mean, I know of them, of course, and I've heard of them, and I've heard the music. I don't think I own any of their CDs. I'm not a huge fan. But, I mean, cool, I guess.
Burn.
That's pretty classic.
I know. So what do you think?
I agree. I think Justin Timberlake is super overrated.
What?
He has no hits.
What?
He doesn't.
Really?
In the last 10 years, name me a major hit, and don't say Suit and Tie because I will quit this
My
show.
Love.
Cry Me a River was 15 years ago when he dated Britney Spears. Britney Spears is like 40 years old. He has no hits. I'll wait.
Sexy Back.
Sexy Back, that's one. Okay. Mirror.
What's that?
It's like your mirror.
No one knows that song. Keep going.
My Love with T.I. has 68 million views on YouTube.
Because there's 68 million 12-year-old girls. That's not a real hit.
Are you kidding me? NSYNC alone had the hits for days.
When was the last time you been to a nightclub and Justin Timberlake? Let me ask you this, Brandon. You go out every weekend, and weekday. Brandon, when was the last time you went to a place where people socialized, where a Justin Timberlake song played and it was not on the jukebox, where a DJ?
Senorita.
That song was 5 years ago.
It doesn't matter. He
said, give me a hit within 10 years, and no one can do anything.
You just said that song was 5 years ago.
Stop saying Mirror. It's not a song.
We've got to go. DBL
River was 15 years ago.
A group of high school students, seniors, give back to a boy. Can we roll the prompter? With no friends, the universal lesson ahead in Heart Threads. And you, the viewer, are our 5th host. A Paralympian ends her life with euthanasia. So should you have the right to take your own life? And if so, under what circumstances? Your comments are coming up next.
We're looking for...
I am so confused by Al right now, you guys. Let's go to the desk and talk to him about this Justin Timberlake thing. Let's go. Okay.
You got her. Come on.
I'm like so shocked by this right now, and so is the rest of DBL Nation.
First of all,
I go to every Justin Timberlake concert. I'm from Memphis, so I'm like a die-hard JT fan.
I'm not saying he doesn't have fans. No one's saying
I do have a bias.
He doesn't have
Holy Grail with Jay-Z.
Holy Grail. Holy Grail.
Has anybody played that?
Yes, I listen do it.
like.
At least once a week.
First of all, it's Mirrors.
No, that's a great
It's
song.
not-
It is
I
Mirrors.
No, it's
No, it is.
Mirrors.
You're
She
right.
didn't even know the name of the song.
It is with an S.
So she's out of the
Owl's right.
conversation for
No, but that is a
rest
great
of the
song.
time.
Cry me like you love me. Oh, that's a great song.
You guys want to know something?
It's like you
He
love
wrote
me,
and called the
That's
Black
not a
Eyed
hit
Peas.
song.
Yeah, he called
It's a hit
Will.i.am
song.
and said, I have something. And on his answering machine, he goes, where is the love? And he created that song.
What song is that?
I can't stop
Where
the
is the
feeling.
love?
From Trolls? What about this? I can't stop the feeling.
Oh, that's a good song,
Do you guys
too.
know what a hit
Let's
song
dance.
is?
Name one hit song.
Do you?
Like a song where like the song comes on and everybody's like, thank
it's
the
getting
Lord.
hot in
Does
here.
anybody go,
That
hey,
is
have you
literally
ever gotten in
Justin
somebody's car and
Timberlake.
Mirrors was playing?
Yeah, mine.
Yes,
All right, so people are writing, and Alice Walker says, can't stop the feeling from the Disney
Yes,
soundtrack.
Alice.
How old is that song?
Long
At least
Live
a
Man
year.
Iced.
What?
Oh, that's
I'd say like 5
You
years.
guys are struggling. You guys are on your phones because you don't have
He just
any
came out with
answers.
an album called Man in the Man.
Yes, and no one bought it. That's why you can't name
I
the song
did.
on there.
Okay, Leo's right. It wasn't
BJ
his
just said it was
best.
terrible. Our cameraman said it
Great
was terrible.
album. Great album.
Both sides were great albums.
I'm with Leo.
Spaceship's cool.
I'm with
Future
Leo. Man
Sex
in the
Love
Woods
Song.
wasn't his best. Yes.
I know.
Sex Love Song.
Two-part album?
Yes.
I know.
Yes.
Guys can't come up with anything. I'm sorry.
Me too, which is a good sign, Judge.
No, I said hits.
Rock your body. What goes around?
Oh, God.
Please stay.
I like that song.
I want
That
the
song's
man
16
to be
years old.
rock your body. It doesn't
That's
matter.
2000.
That
He
doesn't mean he's
not a relevant artist right now.
I think you're way off.
You
All right,
like
guys.
I love you.
Everybody's wrong sometimes.
DBL Nation, we gotta know what you think. Do you like Justin Timberlake or are you with Al? Give us your DBL take. Bye. We're not doing Megaphone until 12, right? Okay, good.
Welcome back to DBL. It's time for Fifth Host when we talk about what you're talking about. So yesterday, the world said goodbye to gold medalist Marika Vervoet, who made the decision to take her own life through euthanasia.
What a life it was.
It was. The 40-year-old Belgium Paralympian made the brave decision to be euthanized due to constant pain and constant seizures that left her barely able to sleep. She suffered from an incurable degenerative muscle disease and said competing was truly her medicine, and sparkling wine was her preferred painkiller. So DBL Nation, when should you have the right to take your own life? Hard thing to answer, easy question to ask. Lindsay, go ahead.
Susan from Facebook says, I think it's wonderful she had the choice available to her. What an amazing woman. And I agree. I just think that it could be a slippery slope. People who are going through mental or any other health issues and feel like they want to take their life to relieve their family members, it might become more common. And I'm scared of that happening when there are alternative ways to kind of deal with coping.
All right, Marcos from Facebook says, I get that there are some instances like this where I support euthanasia, but where do you draw the line? What about emotional stress or mental illness? Should it be limited to physical pain? She's talked about instances where she would have an epileptic seizure and she'd be boiling noodles and the water would burn her legs. She's talked about the people in Belgium talk about how strong she was, how much of a competitor she was. And I kind of teared up when I was reading this story about her because with everything that she went through, she said that she felt as though if she didn't have these papers, she would have committed suicide a long time ago. And just like you mentioned earlier, Tori, the competition is what kind of got her through and pushed through. And that's why I love sports so much. And I hope that this woman's name goes down in history and we forever hear her name because this was one tough cookie.
Yeah, I think it will. I think her name will be on some trophies. I can't wait. Patricia from Facebook says, sad that anyone would have to endure so much pain. Patricia, that was a really heartfelt statement that you said. And it's something that we don't think about. We all get up and we kind of have aches and pains. I went for a run today. My hip hurt a little bit because I'm 4,000 years old. But you know what? I'm feeling good. I'm with my co-host, and today's a good day. Just imagine if every second you were alive, you were in excruciating pain. There might be things that you can do to numb that pain or slow it, but it's never going to end. I think everybody should be able to decide what this life is and when this journey ends.
Wow. Strong statement. Let us know if you disagree. Leslie from Facebook says, I don't know how people don't consider this suicide, legal or not. Taking one's own life is suicide. You're absolutely right, Leslie. I have very strong opinions about this. I completely agree with Al on this. I think if I've lived with someone in chronic pain, and
when you see it firsthand.
Yeah, and I have to say, don't you dare think you have the right to tell them what they should do when their own body is a point of suffering. It is not your place, in my opinion. It is their choice. If you can't trust me with a choice, how do you trust me with a life? I think you have every right to do so. Go ahead.
Andrea from Facebook says, I feel we all have the right to choose. And that's kind of echoing what you guys say. I think I was looking at it from a practical, like thinking it's suicide and everything, but
people
not
do
knowing
say
anybody
that.
who's actually going through that much pain, I think that it's understandable to say if you can't do it anymore, you can't do it.
Yeah, it is hard. But I mean, a lot of people disagree with that, so we want to hear from you again. DBL is all about give and take. Well, despite its controversy, fans, they cannot get enough of the Joker. Raquel, what's happening?
Well, Tori, right now the Joker is ready to smash box office records. It's set to become the highest grossing R-rated film of all time. Right now, Deadpool holds that title, but Joker is expected to reach $900 million at the worldwide box office soon. And fans are flocking to this iconic staircase. It's used in the film, and its location in the Bronx. Residents are beginning to get fed up with the hundreds of people taking pictures there every day, even dressing up in character. Now, as of now, Joker shows no signs of slowing down.
I mean, that's awesome for Joaquin Phoenix, but is this not scary to people that people are so absorbed in like this terroristic behavior?
I think it taps into a part. I don't know if it's scary. I think it taps into a part of human beings that we don't want to talk about.
maybe.
That's why people that listen to music, that people are like, oh, that's such depressing music. That's a part of who we are. You can't have like happy, joyful Lindsay and Tori without having some. There's a darkness inside of all of us that we need to at least embrace and acknowledge. You know?
I agree.
Well, if you all have seen Joker, write in. We want to hear what you guys think about it.
Great movie.
Yeah, a lot of people liked it. Some people didn't. I want to know what the DBL's temperature is. All right, coming up on DBL, when a freshman found himself all alone at lunchtime, a group of seniors stepped in the name of friendship. Heart Threads is coming up next.
If you have
Hey, what's going on, y'all? Lori Loughlin has just made some news. Man, I cannot get it. This story won't go away.
When is this
I am so tired of this story.
But you know, I'll say that.
But I want to hear what you have to say. She says she is terrified about the new bribery charges. This stress is about to break them. She feels like it's, quote, a David versus Goliath. And get this, because they just brought the bribery charges and they did nothing new, they feel like they're becoming a scapegoat. How bad is my double chin? Is it bad?
You do not. Well, you're doing your face like that.
This is how I feel about Lori Loughlin.
Can y'all screenshot
Zoom in. Ready? Zoom in. Ready? This is how I feel. Come on, Lori Loughlin and Becky with the bad hair. What's going on? What are you doing, you scapegoat?
What annoyed you the most, Jussie Smollett or the Lori Loughlin thing?
Ooh, that's a great question.
Smollett.
What? Yeah.
Smollett's gonna be just long-term
Trauma to the city.
Yeah, well, just
Laughlin's just a
to
privileged
people
white
people that are assaulted are always, well, it could be a
Yes,
lie.
yeah, you're right. I think it's that. Let us know what you guys think. Also, they say you should give Al. They don't know who doesn't like Can't Stop the Feeling.
And they said Al, Cry Me a River.
Welcome back to DBL. Today's Heart Threads is all about doing the right thing. Watch how a group of upperclassmen stepped in to make sure a freshman felt included. These seniors sat with a freshman at lunch so he wouldn't be alone. Caleb Wren was having a tough time his first few days as a freshman. Because of his small stature, he was teased. He ended up alone at lunch and ignored snide remarks.
I don't think there's a group for short people. There should be a thing.
He texted his sister Leah about his experience. Leah offered advice, but also tweeted out the message asking for people to cheer her brother up. The next day, DeMontez Canada and his friends sat with Caleb.
The way I could picture it is him sitting by himself and people walking past him talking about him. And it's really not cool.
Caleb quickly bonded with DeMontez and the other varsity athletes.
Now that he has friends, Caleb can worry about other things like girls.
Why don't you talk to her?
Hey, you talk to her.
No, you gotta dig deeper.
Caleb, get your head in those books. Stop worrying about those girls. We'll be right back.
Hey guys, welcome back to Beauty Blast. I'm your boy with all the beauty knowledge, Jeray for the Slay, and today we're talking about the new fall fashion that's taking over with hair. Yes, my friend, it's the bob. Now, it's not just any old bob. Platinum bobs are really showing out this fall season. Now, you may be wondering, what do these look like? Well, a couple celebrities are here to show you just what they look like, honey. Starting off with the fabulous Khloe Kardashian. Now, she recently posted on her Instagram a picture of her rocking a sickening inverted platinum bob piece. Now, a piece, if you don't know, is sometimes a wig or like some people call them like a little party hat. They're cute, but we're just gonna say that it's her hair this time around. Okay. So with that being said, Khloe was stunning with it. Now, this inverted blonde bob that she had actually had longer layers to the front to help lengthen her face and shorter layers to the back of her hair. This is a great way to really show off that style in her hair, really helping to shape her face a little bit more. And let's just face it, who wants to deal with putting all that long hair in a sweater jacket for the fall? Ain't nobody got time for that. Now, speaking of Cardi B was also rocking a fabulous platinum bob, and she looked amazing in it. Now, this was styled by none other than Tokyo Styles, and it looks seamless on her. Now, Cardi B is known for rocking so many different styles, but this, I have to say, is one of my favorites. She definitely got the slay, honey. Now, other queens or celebrities who are rocking this are Millie Bobby Brown and also Dua Lipa. Now, Dua Lipa was also seen stunting on a platinum bob, and she just stole the show for me recently. So we want to know, what hairstyles have you been seeing this fall, and what celebrities have you loved with these new hairstyles? Let me know at Jeray for the Slay, and we'll see you guys next time. Welcome back to DBL. We love sharing your comments. Brandon, are they about Al?
Yes, they are. Salty Al. Stephen George says Justified will always be a classic.
Oh,
that production done by
classic
Pharrell.
means a long time ago, like a Western.
Okay, Kevin Ing. Al sounds like a cranky old man.
That's what you say when somebody's got facts.
Last but not least, Sandy M. Cry me a river, Al.
It was 10 years ago.
How long ago?
10 years ago.
You asked us for hits within the last 10 years,
there
and we gave you one.
You really
we gave
showed
you
me.
A bunch.
Yes, he had one 10 years ago.
And he was in Alpha Dog.
Now you're going to movies.
Limitless.
You're reaching.
He's
Al, you're so losing, man.
I'm really embarrassed for you guys.
Really? What? You're not embarrassed?
The fact that you guys are hanging on to, you guys are older people
like
listening to
unaware.
older people music.
Wow.
You're listening to dad rock in the form of Justin Timberlake.
Wow. That's rude.
Go find your jean jacket from high school.
We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow. I don't know about Al.